the desert of the real.
Welcome to the Desert of the Real. I am your host, Ryan Hudson, and joined with me as always is your tentacle beard friend,
Jason Deeds.
What if someone who has never seen you thinks you do have a tentacle beard now?
That would be on you.
Do you have a beard?
Would you have guilt?
No.
I
would
don't
actually feel the opposite.
I've
of
actually
guilt.
been clean shaven basically my whole life because my wife hates facial hair.
You should grow a mustache. Do a
I
mustache.
So I could play Teddy Roosevelt in Newsies.
Nice. The Desert of the Real is a movie podcast where I force Jason to watch big blockbuster movies he's refused to watch because he didn't think they were worth his time.
Truth.
We are going through the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Yep.
At World's End, this finishes the trilogy, but there are still two more to go.
For some reason.
We are here to ask if this movie has anything deep to say. We're two English language arts high school teachers with graduate degrees, and we attempt to use our degrees to dig deeply into movies. We explore the creativity, philosophy, film studies, and ethics in our films, and push you, the listener, to think critically about your entertainment.
Preach, brother, preach.
You know what's so funny? This is
Jokes.
apropos nothing, but we've started school now, and day one of film studies, I showed them the list of movies, and Casablanca's on there, and one kid was like, who's taking the class? He just likes taking the class, but he's like, no, Casablanca, it's a bad movie. Let's watch
Are you for real?
12 Angry Men. And I pull it up on the board. A girl who I don't know yet has not taken the class. 12 Angry Men, that's the worst movie.
Wow.
So,
It's like you got some work to do.
yeah. But, like, my point is, my goal in that class was to help them think about these movies, like, on a deeper level, a level that they hadn't considered before, if anything.
It's good.
We are thankful you are here. It means so much that you're here and you decide to share your time with us. If you haven't done so, it does mean a lot and helps us a lot if you give us a 5-star review or a like and share this podcast.
It does. And hopefully at some point we will have more people join us in the conversation. But currently, it's just us. We're a tight-knit, close family of movie watchers and lovers.
This is At World's End from 2007, directed by Gore Verbinski. A reason why he has said he didn't want to do the next ones is because he doesn't want to get too comfortable with making something. He's like, oh, I'm so familiar with these characters at this point, it'd almost be easy to do another one with them. So to his credit, he stepped away to challenge himself, and I think his next movie was Rango.
The Johnny Depp.
Yeah, have you seen Rango?
I started it.
Rango is good because it's similar to this movie and all his parts movies. They're weird in a unique way that's hard to exactly pinpoint. And then, of course, he did another Western, Lone Ranger, which bombed, a huge bomb. And then a few years later, he did a Cure for Wellness, which you'd probably like because it's kind of horror.
I have not seen it.
Yeah, it's weird, psychological, maybe horror. And now he's kind of in director's jail. Since 2016, he hasn't directed a movie, which is unfortunate. But he does have one in the pipeline with Sam Rockwell attached to it.
What did he do?
He just made movies he made Lone Ranger that didn't make money, and then The Cure for Wellness also wasn't a hit. So I don't know why. Because the Pirates of the Caribbean movies are 5 movies that have made $4 billion altogether. They are very lucrative, including this one, At World's End. It's weird to say that it was seen as a disappointment because it didn't make as much as the previous one, but they're still very, financial. Anyway, so this is a movie, one of the first kind of main movies to do this, where China, in a large respect, is kind of an untapped market for ticket sales and potential revenue. And so, for example, Dead Man's Chest was not approved by the Chinese Board of Film. They didn't like the second movie because it involved things like dead people or like curses, and like ghost things. There's sometimes in the Chinese film board it relies on superstition, which is interesting. However,
that is actually really interesting.
If you would notice, there is a lot more Chinese actors and characters in this movie. It's because they wanted to kind of appease the Chinese box office, and here's Chow Yun-fat, who's a huge name, not even just in China, because he was like in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. He's broken into American movies.
One of the best movies ever made.
He's a huge actor.
Yeah, for sure.
And now he's kind of in the side role. He's not even in this movie a lot. He doesn't even last long necessarily. But a key reason he's in there is to like make it more appealing to
Chinese audiences.
Yeah, overseas theaters and stuff.
That's cool.
However, I learned though, even though it was approved to be in China, the Chinese elements were cut down and edited out, and it's not maybe. I
guess it wasn't that flattering to.
Yeah, and like pirates are dirty, but I couldn't help but notice like the Chinese crew were especially dirty looking or something.
Oh, were they?
You know what I mean? This movie.
Sure.
I mean, sure, maybe that's part of it. It's not helpful that Singapore, oh no, there's a fireworks factory. Maybe some stereotypes still seeped in.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. But like the key thing that's different from At World's End versus Dead Man's Chest is most of the locations in this movie are set pieces that are built. Like Singapore, I think, was built. The Brethren Court is a set. The entire Maelstrom is a set. Where, like I said last week, Dead Man's Chest, kind of the last big blockbuster to do it at location. There's other ones that also happen, but these are big movies.
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay. For reference, in fact, At World's End held the record for the highest Memorial Day weekend for 15 years.
Wow.
Until Top Gun Maverick beat it. Jason rolled his eyes, and he hasn't even seen that movie.
I haven't.
You just hate Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, yes. We've covered that already.
Yeah, I know, but it bears being repeated because of how ridiculous it is. People need to know and be reminded how ridiculous you are.
Sometimes. I am, or my opinions?
Yes.
What the heck? Now, someday we should duke it out with Tom Cruise.
Okay.
And I think that you would not win.
I think I can win easily.
Someday, then.
Okay.
Maybe we'll have a special Tom Cruise episode.
The Tom Cruise debate episode.
Yeah.
And we'll throw in Keanu.
Now, that could be a separate one.
Yeah.
Because you would definitely lose that one.
But never mind. You're right.
Can Tom Cruise act?
So,
dun, dun, dun. Coming soon to a Desert of the Real near you.
Okay, this is a PG-13 movie. It's a Disney movie, but I also kind of think this is one of their most edgy films. For example, opening scene, like in media res, let's hang a bunch of pirates.
Yeah.
Like, including a child.
Yep.
You don't see that, but it's literally everything but seeing.
Yeah, that was one of the strongest film openings I can remember.
Yeah.
Like, that is a powerful, like, they're all marching up one after the other. And then when they start singing, like, there's just like the goosebumps. Like, they're all the solidarity of that.
Yeah.
Even though they know they're going to die. That was very powerful.
Yeah.
Kind of gladiator-esque.
Yeah.
Almost.
I mean, that's what I mean.
Or Spartacus-esque. Is that a thing?
There is a TV show called Spartacus, but I've never heard it.
No, like Spartacus.
Oh, Spartacus.
Yeah.
Michael Douglas. No, Kurt Douglas.
Kurt Douglas, yeah.
Yeah.
I am Spartacus. I am Spartacus.
Man, one of the best commercials I've ever seen is there's some Roman soldiers like, hey, I got a bag of lunch here. It's got a sandwich, an apple in it, and a cold Pepsi named Spartacus. And then they got to that scene, I'm Spartacus. And then, I'm Spartacus. And then the Roman guy goes, I'm Spartacus. And he drinks the Pepsi or whatever. Man, that's a good commercial.
I haven't seen that.
It's because it's like 20 years old at this point or so.
Well, I might have seen it.
Okay.
Anyhow, very strong opening.
I love that song. There's an annoying TikTok version that's all bass, and it's not good. That's a bad version of that song.
Okay.
But it's,
good to know.
It's just, what was I going to say? There's also a couple other violent things that I'm surprised at in this movie. Like, you see, I forget what Chow Yun-fat's character's name is, but he's got 2 women with him. One of them gets shot in the forehead. Yeah. And then, later on, the guy, Beckett's, like, stooge, you see him, like, take out a knife and just shoot, and you see, like, her legs, like, stop moving. Like, once again, for a Disney film, I'm like, wow, have we ever seen something like that?
Well, the last one, was like the guy getting ripped through the cannon portal was pretty visceral.
It's just his feet, though. I think that maybe the pinnacle, though, is Davy Jones killing the guy with his tentacle beard.
Yeah.
Did you, because you watch movies edited, did you see that?
Like where he picked him up and choked him to death?
He, like, his tentacles, like,
went down his throat. And I did see that.
If you saw that, I don't think anything was even edited.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. Because that's the one that's like uber violent movies aside, that's one of the most visceral deaths on screen.
Sure.
In this movie.
Yeah.
When you see tentacles going inside this guy's face and he dies.
So, that was one of the questions I had, because he was the guy in control of the heart. Mm-hmm. So, why didn't he just kill him a long time before that? If he wanted to be free or whatever.
Because, he's got the heart. I think maybe the implication is there's no more witnesses at that moment. You see, like, the bloody bodies of the other British soldiers.
So now
because David Jones steps in front of that guy and blocks the thing.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe that's.
I don't know. That was one of the kind of the logical.
Like a villain move, that's a diabolical thing.
Oh yeah.
Let me save your life and then kill you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. David Jones is solid.
There are no witnesses at that moment.
Okay.
So that's what I would say.
Sure. I'll buy that.
I have a little thing, and we're here to talk about little pedantic things sometimes.
I never bring up small details.
Okay,
we're supposed to enjoy the overall.
Let me rephrase this. Here's something that's bugged me for years, and I've had nowhere to talk about it until now.
Okay, unburden.
The boy and the other pirates at the beginning say, "Never shall we die." The next scene, when we see Elizabeth rowing through Singapore, the guy who she bumps into, he finishes line. He goes, "Never say we die." Those aren't the words. In fact, on the subtitles, even say "shall" when he clearly says, "Never say we die." Furthermore, at the end scene where you hear a chorus or choir of men singing it during the big epic climax and stuff, they are also saying "never shall." This does not matter, but I have thought about it.
You have just taken the nitpick
to a whole new level.
That's beyond anything I've ever even thought of.
Let me reiterate. I love these movies.
Sure.
They are like ingrained in my brain on a level similar to Star Wars, but they're just pirates, and there's just these three, and it's... My dream is we get an Andor-style Pirates of the Caribbean show, but that's never going to happen.
I don't know what that means.
Andor, Star Wars.
Well, I know it's Star Wars, but I don't know what Andor style means.
It just
but
means...
that's okay, because we're done with Star Wars.
Regardless of the world it's in, it's a great show.
Okay.
That's all I mean. That's all I mean to say.
Okay.
Disney, give us good content.
Must have more content.
Give me the content from the machine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we just do something fun.
Okay.
This movie...
We don't usually do that.
Usually no fun in this podcast. And most people won't think this is fun, but I will. Okay. I teach English. But this movie has, out of all of them, my favorite vocab words.
Oh, nice.
And in fact, I was just writing them down as we go along. These are just random words Jack and a few other characters say. Feculent. Lummox. Virulent. QED.
Therefore it is proven.
You're not really here. That's what it is. perfidious. That's what Gibbs says at one point. Homunculus.
The man inside.
It's gotta be. Reneg Barbosa says, I'm not one to renege on a promise or something. I don't know. We got Eldritch.
The Eldritch horror.
Yeah, it's a... And that's all the words.
Those
but I'm like, there are a
excellent.
ton of great words. You could do a vocab. Hey, Pirates of the Caribbean, we'll just end vocab.
Yeah.
QED is funny because, I don't know.
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow's so smart.
He is so smart.
In fact, this wasn't one of them, but I hope I wrote it down. He says 2 Latin phrases back to back that mean 2 separate things, but he uses them in one sentence together. It's one of my favorite moments, which we are going to get back to, the cuttlefish. He says, and I will say this wrong, res ipsa laquiter tabula in naufragio.
No, I think you got all those right.
Nailed it, first try.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Do you know?
No, I have no idea what
So,
any of those mean.
res ipsa laquiter means the thing speaks for itself.
Okay.
And tabula in naufragio means a plank in a shipwreck. 2 separate phrases. And Google tells me Jack Sparrow uses both phrases together. He describes a situation where the facts speak for themselves and the only option remaining is the last hope to save the situation.
Right.
But, like,
okay.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
See, it's kind of, you could kind of poo-hoo, oh, Jack's a pirate lord, all right. No, he clearly shows he's, like, captain worthy.
Yeah, for sure.
In fact, there's a deleted scene. I know I go back to these.
You do.
But
a
there's
lot.
one in this scene in particular that they should have kept in. It's when Beckett and Jack are talking to each other. And I alluded to it a while ago. And the scene is there, but the voiceover is different. Jack was a captain of the Pearl until he went against Beckett and the East India Trading Company.
And
it's
like
you didn't deliver my cargo. And this is where we lose the dialogue. People aren't cargo, mate.
Oh, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
In another episode.
So it came in here when he talks to Beckett, and you get a close-up of his pirate brand.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So what if that would have remained? That would have solidified. Jack didn't become captain when he made a deal with Davy Jones. He was a captain.
Right.
The ship was sunk and like charred black when the East India Company branded it a pirate ship. Jack's deal with Davy Jones wasn't to become a captain. It was to get his ship back from the bottom.
Right.
That's all things we miss in that 2 to 3 minute conversation that
sucks.
got left out.
I agree with you.
That's
That
the
should have been
only
in there.
deleted scene talk I'll do this time.
Okay.
One more.
I personally enjoy your deleted scenes talk.
Oh, you wrecked. But that's just whatever. It bothers me that it's not in there, but...
That would be very... I agree. Like, that gives Jack a lot richer backstory.
Yeah.
It makes him not a good guy necessarily, but like a vigilante rather than just a schmo that wants to steal crap.
It would also do 2 things for Jack. It like his character is he does the right thing, even if he kind of doesn't want to.
Right.
And in fact, like freeing the slaves or other stuff he's done in the movies. It also would reinforce that Jack and Beckett have interacted before, and last time he lost.
Yeah.
He lost everything.
Yeah.
There's a line, he says something to the effect of, because of what you did, you've turned me into who I am, so I should thank you, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of a cool little idea of...
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things. The coulda, shoulda, wouldas.
Yeah. So, can I toss a couple negatives? So let me preface this by saying I think that this is my favorite Pirates movie. I rated the first one a 5 stars. I agree with you that it may be a perfect movie, but I think I gave this one 4.5 stars because there are some things that I feel like just are annoying, I guess. But so my negatives, the weirdness, which we needed to have, like when we first see Jack again in this movie, but that seemed like it went on for forever and ever, and I'm like, okay, good, I got it. Weird crap is going on. I don't buy Elizabeth's rah. Like, I don't think that in the time period that she was in, they would rally to that. Maybe they would, but when she gets passionate and angry, I don't buy it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so they gave her the big, like, let's unite and we're the pirate kings and whatever speech.
Yeah.
And it's a great speech. But I don't know.
I see what you're saying. I would say this rewatch, I noticed it especially in Black Pearl, how, to me, like, with all three now, like, yeah, you can see how she might end up there.
I understand it, and I get it, and I know why they did it. It was just one of, like, I think probably the only piece of this movie that kind of fell flat for me. Especially since she's not delivering that just to the pirates that have been with her since Curse of Black Pearl. Mm-hmm. She's delivering it to all of them as, a new, one, pirate captain, and two, as a brand new pirate king. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's...
It's
like a movie moment type of thing.
Right. I know what they were trying to do with it, but it just didn't ring true for me.
Maybe it works for me because
of your crush.
Her hair swept. This is like maybe the best she looks in all the movies.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Anyhow, other than that, though, like, I found myself... Because I don't think I've seen this before. Maybe I have.
You must have, because you've mentioned when I talk to you about pirates and you're like, oh, they're all the same. You mentioned the whirlpool scene, I think.
Okay, I really don't remember.
That makes me happy because it does.
So this movie destroys my argument that all the Pirates movies are the same.
Yeah.
This movie is magnificent. I think I texted you, this movie was written for logically mature and emotionally mature adults. Okay. I mean, there's stuff in here that, is accessible to children and whatever.
But there's also, like, tentacle murder.
Right. But the depth of the emotional interplay in this movie is honestly awe-inspiring to me. And I don't generally get emotionally involved in movies because I have no heart and I'm an evil, logic-driven, whatever.
All the above, yeah.
Right. But, like, I couldn't help myself to feel the depth of, for example, Davy Jones. Like, just the depth of his love and despair and passion, and then the same thing kind of on the other side with Calypso. That was cool, by the way. Like, oh, guess what? That she's actually this defined being or whatever. Yeah. But she obviously also has those feelings for him, but she's also like the goddess of chaos or whatever Calypso is.
That's how I am. Would you love me if I was anything but the way I am?
But there's so much of that.
Yeah.
So obviously we have Will and Elizabeth, and the depth of their love for each other is like, I'm totally convinced.
And that's
convinced.
And I guess they work as foils for each other. Will and Elizabeth, Davy and Calypso.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I don't know that we've had any great love stories. I guess Han and Leia maybe, but like this just blows away anything that we've watched. And so that is amazing writing. And amazing acting. And so, okay, so then we also have this intellectually complex web
Yeah.
of, like, I'm going to call it trust. And that's the philosophical concept that we're going to deal with. This complex web of who trusts who, why do you trust them, who's willing to sacrifice for who, and it's so well woven that there's no point at which you're like, no, that really wouldn't happen, because there's like betrayal after betrayal after betrayal after betrayal.
Yeah, actually,
and
some back to back.
Yeah, back to back to back. And at every point, you're like, okay, that is true to that character. That is true to their motives. That is true to who they are and what they want to become. Mm-hmm. And that is amazing writing.
Yeah.
And so I was honestly shocked and blown away by this movie. And just how rich it was in those two aspects.
Well,
so
last week you said you were excited to see what happens next, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
And then you texted me. I thought you weren't gonna like this one.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe because it is kind of convoluted. There's a bunch of new stuff thrown at this one that just kind of like, here, now this is part of the world now. I don't know.
Like what? The pirate
court
thing?
Davy Jones's deal. I just thought maybe you thought it would be messy.
Oh, well, I didn't.
But you kind of like the well done mess, is what it sounds like.
Oh yeah, I love complexity in film when it's done well.
Yeah. Okay, but is this part of it? Because something I love a lot is, well, not a lot. It's just hopefully part of the complexity you're talking about. Jack wants to live forever.
Right.
And, like, he literally has the id and super ego. You can sail forever. Yeah, but you only get to step on land once every 10 years.
Yeah.
You also have to ferry the
souls
hearts
of the dead.
But Jack does his whole thing, arguably since Black Pearl, is he just wants to be a pirate for as long as possible. Yeah. So it makes sense for him to want to live forever. Here's a way: be captain of the Flying Dutchman.
Yeah.
But so it's like, it's not easy. It's not like will he, won't he. There's a chance he probably could have done that and been the ending of this movie.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
You know. And
well, he could have done it. He was standing there ready to do it.
Yeah.
Which, that scene, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That was masterwork. Davy Jones is like, oh yeah, well, let's find out, or whatever he did. Stabs Will.
Oh yeah.
Freaking Jack is right there, ready to become the captain. Will's dying. That, like, I don't know if I got played emotionally or not, but that scene was I think a flawless scene.
Because Davy Jones calls Jack's bluff.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't have it in you.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
He doesn't even look worried.
Yeah. No, he doesn't.
So good.
Davy Jones. Oh man. Yeah, that scene was absolutely amazing because it reveals everyone. Like, maybe Jack's, a good guy. He's driven by, I want to do the right thing or not. We don't know until that moment.
Yeah. He
gives up immortality to save Will. Amazing.
Yeah.
Or Elizabeth, the whole time they're like, we're not communicating. We don't tell this, that. And that's part of the trust thing. Anyhow, at that moment, that's the end of all of that.
Yeah.
And the most important thing for her is her relationship with this man that she loves.
Yeah.
All the misunderstandings, all the whatever are gone, and she's there. And then Will doesn't really have anything to do there other than, they stab the heart or whatever. But when he comes back, he has glorious lines. Like, I don't remember word for word. I wrote it down and lost my notes. But he says something like, it depends on how you spend the day.
Yeah.
That's magnificent. Because, like we've talked a lot about being present in other episodes, that's the encapsulation of what we're talking about. Every day should be like that.
Yeah. Deep.
So
and every
good.
day I'm like, am I wasting so much time? That's...
And then, you know, oh man. Okay, this was a great movie. They have their moment, whatever, and it's a perfect day.
Yeah.
And then I watched the end credit scene for this one. It's just beautiful.
Yeah. It is.
And so I guess at this point of this podcast, I have to thank you for forcing me to watch sequels, because we've finally gotten to the sequel that proves the rule. This is the first sequel where I can honestly say this is a magnificent piece of cinema. So, there you go.
Well,
I was wrong. In my 100% blanket statement that all sequels suck, I was wrong.
But part of the problem is you have to kind of watch Dead Man's Chest to appreciate this one, or
maybe
know what's even going
on. I don't know.
I don't know.
But
no,
yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
Loved it. Loved this movie.
It's been an interesting journey through all of these.
Yeah.
Do you recognize who played Jack's father?
Yeah, Skarsgård, right?
No, Jack's father. When they're at the meeting.
Oh no, I don't. He looked vaguely familiar, but
it's of course
House Mom. He holds up a shrunken head.
Mom.
Man,
it's Keith Richards.
Oh, that's who it is.
Yeah, who Jack or Johnny Depp based a lot of
Rolling
manners.
Stones guy.
But there was a quote his dad said. So his dad maybe arguably knows Jack better than anyone else there. Calls him Jackie. But he says
You're
the line,
in my way, boy.
It's not just about living forever. The trick is living with yourself forever.
Yeah.
So it's like it builds to like Jack's dilemma. It's like, Can you live with yourself?
If you've stabbed all of these people that sacrificed for you, yeah.
But it's complicated. And the other complicated dynamic of all of it, it's when Elizabeth's in the brig and she meets Bootstrap.
Yeah.
And Bootstrap's mind is going, or whatever. And like as an audience member, it's not a clear what will happen. Like you don't want Will's dad to like die,
right?
But you also don't want Elizabeth to die,
right?
So like his dad's like, he's not gonna choose me. I wouldn't choose me,
right?
So it's like this isn't simple. It's a complicated dynamic that the movie has.
Yeah, it's emotionally very complex.
Yeah,
and it pulls it off very well. I don't get I really don't remember the last character I got emotionally invested in or situation. Maybe it was Spider-Man No Way Home's the last one I can remember just being like emotionally just being ripped apart by a movie. So very good.
Man, there's so many things.
Yeah. So one of the other things, like just the absolute chaos of the battle between these two ships was so well done. Like it was just like it reminded me of Fury Road.
Okay, yeah,
of course,
that's a good comparison.
And I think it might be done better.
Something that helps is they built 2 brand new ships that could like lean and stuff.
Yeah,
like just for.
But
this
like
sequence
you would think for the amount of chaos going on that you would get lost or overwhelmed, but they weave the different narrative strands together so well that you're never lost. There's never a thing that you're like, what is going on? Where did this person come from? Whatever.
You understand the geography.
Yeah, the geography, even to the different storylines happening within the battle are all clear. I don't know how they did it.
Like Ragetti and Pintel, they grab the monkey.
They launched the monkey.
I was laughing so hard at that one.
It was so
Thanks,
funny.
Jack. So I do need to bring up something though. Okay. You probably were just about to. Is it one of your cons?
It probably is.
The wedding scene?
Yes.
Okay. You say your nonsense first and
that's dumb.
Okay.
That's all I have to say about that.
All right, good.
I mean, I get it. I get the purpose for it. It's cute, but it's impossible. It would not have happened. The end. That's all.
All right.
But it's not a big enough deal for me to ruin even part of this movie.
So, here's why you're wrong.
Okay.
In the previous movie, Jack mentions as a captain,
I can marry.
he can marry someone.
Right.
So that's a nice planting. And Barbossa, marry us. I'm a little busy at the moment. So good. Plus the music. Okay, hold on.
I'm not saying anything.
There's a YouTuber named Video Game Donkey who makes kind of silly videos. I don't even expect you to ever hear that phrase ever again.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. But he's got a video where he's talking about the movies La La Land and Whiplash.
2 great movies.
Right. And so in his video, you're going to love this, he shows a clip from Twilight of Bella and Edward kissing.
Great.
So Donkey's like, that's not love, that's gross. Go away, you weirdos. And like, this is what love looks like. And then he shows at the end of La La Land, when Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling kiss, the music swells, the camera spins around. It's like, that's what love is like.
Yeah.
So, and he quotes this, and I'm going to quote it too. I think it comes from Stanley Kubrick, the director. You don't try to photograph the reality, you try to photograph the photograph of reality.
Oh, dang, that's Baudrillardian.
Is it?
Absolutely.
So in movies, things need to be heightened. This is going to sound like it's wrong, but it's right. Things need to be heightened and exaggerated in order to feel realistic.
That's straight out of Jean Baudrillard.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, you should probably elaborate. But my argument is, if it wasn't like this, if it wasn't ridiculous, if it wasn't in the middle of the sword fight maelstrom, and then of course they kiss, the camera spins, the music swells, their love thing, da, 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 we wouldn't buy it at all.
I didn't buy it at all.
Well, that's because
my
point
ridiculous.
is the fact that it is so extra is what makes it even a moment.
Great. So you don't think Barbossa marrying those two in a less ridiculous way would not have been a moment? Like, they've been through tons of stuff together. They've fought together. Barbossa's betrayed them, not betrayed them, blah, 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 all that. I think anytime, anywhere they got married, it would have been a moment. It didn't have to be ridiculous.
But because of how it is, I think it's incredible.
I'm glad.
Plus, that's one of my... That whole theme, the music... I think my favorite Pirates score is this movie, by the way. Oh. Even though the last one has Davy Jones plays the organ and the Kraken. Those are great. But just that scene...
We're going to definitely disagree.
Because of score?
No, just the whole everything associated with that scene.
The score and the soundtrack at Wit's End is incredible. And then my personal favorite is Up Is Down. That's a fantastic score.
When they flip the ship.
Anyway.
So, Jean Baudrillard.
Yeah, dive deeper into that.
Who is the philosopher who originated the idea for the Desert of the Real.
The namesake of our
podcast.
Baudrillard.
Jean Baudrillard. One of his philosophical concepts is hyper reality.
Okay, that does sound familiar.
And he says that we are moving at the time that he wrote, which was in the 80s, I want to say. So 40 years ago, he said we are moving towards a place where real emotions are not enough for us. We are moving towards a place where reality becomes the desert. And what we want or need in order to be emotionally satisfied is hyper real experiences.
Yeah.
Like, for example, this love scene here. So it wouldn't have been, I'm paraphrasing you, if we would have just got married on the beach at the end of the movie, that would not have been enough or as satisfying as this hyper real moment in which literally everything happening in this moment could not possibly happen in real life, which is not a problem because we've got the structure for unreal things happening.
Yeah.
But to take this moment that is a real moment that ideally every human being experiences, and it's not enough to experience that moment the way every human being would experience it. It has to be hyper real. And so, yeah, Kubrick is saying exactly what Jean Baudrillard would say. In our movies, we can't just have a marriage. We have to have some grandiose BS that nobody does.
That reminds me.
The real is the desert now.
Because this is branching off that thought is in Malcolm Gladwell's book Talking with Strangers, which I know you've read.
Great book.
He invents something called the Friends fallacy, where people, like in the TV show Friends, they react to, like, so big with every emotion.
Yep.
And now people think if they don't see a specific reaction, like, oh, they must hate me, or that must have made them angry. Like, no, they just didn't react like a TV show.
That's exactly what Baudrillard was trying to warn us of. I actually noticed this also when occasionally my kids will scroll YouTube on our TV. And like I'm kind of scared that we're not going to be okay. So I have one of my kids loves Minecraft, and so he'll watch Minecraft builds, and the people building are like, "Oh my gosh, look at this!" It's a block that they made or found or whatever. I'm afraid that having a normal excited reaction is no longer going to be possible because we've been trained that every single thing that is even slightly unexpected is this huge thing that blows our minds every time. So Baudrillard warned us, and we're just blithely running ourselves into this place where we can no longer actually feel anything because we only associate those feelings with hyper real reels or movie moments like this. Is to me it's really kind of scary.
Well, not this moment, because there's nothing.
No, this moment is a perfect example of what Baudrillard was talking about.
It's like, this is why I go to the cinema.
So that you can feel bad about your own wedding because there wasn't sword fights going on and water splashing and whatever. Anyhow.
Yeah, man, I got so many. Here's a couple lines. Barbosa says, "It would strain credulity at that." When it's like, what are the chances of someone...
Right. When they're all underneath, ready to throw the swords up.
Yeah. Another great line. If I may lend a machete to your intellectual thicket.
That was my favorite line.
Great lines.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like when he sees Tia Dalma in the Davy Jones's locker.
And he's going through, you're not real because... Yeah.
Ah, Hector!
Yeah.
Okay, actually, no. I was laughing out loud during the Brethren Court scene. It's very, very clever. Funny. We've been betrayed by someone not among us. Where's Will? Not among us.
Yeah. Yep.
When he goes, let us release Calypso and hope that she has, like, forgiveness for us. I rather doubt it. He's like 100% right.
Yeah.
And then... I don't know. It just was so funny.
Yeah.
I can't even think. Oh, no. Shoot him! Cut out his tongue. Shoot him and cut out his tongue.
Yeah.
Then shave that scraggly beard.
Yeah.
It
was very good.
So good.
So the one complaint, I think it's a solid complaint that I have, is Calypso is freed.
Yeah.
And...
That's fair. I think,
like she even said,
here's how I'll explain it. I think she wants vengeance on the Brethren Court,
right?
But then when she learns Davy Jones betrayed her, Maybe as soon as he dies, she pieces out.
Sure, but she doesn't piece in. Like, I mean, she makes the whirlpool, I guess.
Maelstrom.
Okay, the maelstrom. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of expected her to go, like, do something, but she just kind of is a non-starter in the plot. That's the only
Besides
piece.
making the maelstrom.
Right, but that's not vengeance. That's not anything. I mean, it is something important, but anyhow, for all the build-up, I guess that's the problem. For all the build-up to her release, it was just kind of a... So
I think it's just...
So that's my half star.
Maybe they needed an excuse for why there's a maelstrom.
Right, I understand it, but she needed to have something else to do, or like she's a goddess, right? And she's pissed off.
Yeah.
And these are the people that did this crap to her. If Calypso had, I mean, even like if she'd like blown up the French guy's boat and blown up the whatever, or pushed them on the rocks or something. She just like, okay.
Turned into a bunch of crabs.
A bunch of crabs and just kind of went away.
That's fair. I was worried because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense that all the ships turn around after.
Yeah.
That's why I thought you would maybe have whole.
But at the same time, that scene, holy crap. Wow.
So they use it a couple times. There's a filmmaking tactic where a computer tells a camera exactly how to move. So they'll get a computer movement the exact same every time. So when you see a bunch of jacks, that's Johnny Depp doing it here. The camera moves the same way. Change costume, whatever. Jack do it here. So when they filmed that, they filmed the guy walking down, and then they filmed... it again with like the ship really exploding and stuff.
Wow.
So like it's all real.
Yeah.
You know? Which
but
makes it look
dang. Like just the emotional power of that moment.
Yeah.
Is I don't know if
films
I feel like a fanboy at this point, which I haven't ever, but I don't know that film is gonna pull that off again.
I don't know if they can either.
Because for 2 movies now, Becca has been this slimy, manipulative, self-interested, cocky, self-assured guy. I will win. There's no other alternative. And then for him to just be completely, totally, 100% betrayed by all of the people that he manipulated. And it was just it's like he doesn't amazing.
He doesn't know how to comprehend it.
What?
Wait, I did everything right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the thing. Man. Arguably, his ship could have fired and fought, but he couldn't comprehend the situation.
Man. So that moment, I think, is maybe one of my new favorite moments in film.
A great villain death too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And his catchphrase kind of grows meaning. It's just good business.
It's just good business.
Yeah, I'm doing it because it's business. But him walking down the steps, the stairs break right behind him. It's fantastic.
Here's a question I have for you to analyze me. Why is that movement, like that moment, amazing, and the wedding is not at all amazing? Because kind of they're the same kind of thing in which like all this crap is going on while this very normal thing is going on in the middle. Yeah. I don't know why the wedding is not at all satisfying for me, and that is amazing. I'll have to think about it.
I wonder though, because like for example in The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies,
which I have completely wiped from my mind. So
there's just one of the most egregious examples of the trope of let's stop in the middle of a battle and kind of have
I do remember that. I complained about that at the time.
It's another movie. It's like Avengers Infinity War, Captain America and Thor being like, oh, you copied my beard. And that's not as bad an example because they get to fighting faster, but it's maybe something to that effect. It's like...
So him turning around and walking down the stairs is not nearly as absurd as an entire wedding ceremony while you're... Yeah, that might be it.
Something there. Plus, it's just so satisfying. I like that the sword that Will makes at the beginning of the first movie goes full circle.
Yeah.
It gets... Norrington gets it back. And then Davy Jones has it. Oh, good sword. Then Will uses it to fight Davy Jones.
Yeah.
Is that what they use to stab?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
No, they stab the heart with a broken... Like when Davy Jones cuts Jack's sword in half. They use the bottom, which was also... That was just an awesome moment. Like they're fighting and he just snips his sword. Like,
yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I will watch this movie again because it was an amazing movie.
I have so this movie is kind of representing a dying world, like the map has been all drawn out.
Right.
The magic is dying away, even though there are 2 more movies. But like the Kraken, like kudos to the director. Like he's like, no, we already had a Kraken movie. We can't do a Kraken again.
Right.
So it's killed off screen, which is maybe a little disappointing. But Jack and Barbossa's conversation where they're like, what does he say? Like, things don't always remain dead. We're living proof of that, you and I. Because they both came back from the dead. But he's trying to convince Jack to go to the meeting. What is the line? The world's still the same. There's just less in it. Which I think is true to us more than ever.
Yeah.
Because we bang on social media, but it's also one of like the biggest problems I think in the world. I
agree.
But like, arguably, we have access to everything right now on the internet through our phones,
filtered through other people's realities. Yeah.
YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We could see anything we want now. And somehow people are have more anxiety.
Yeah.
But like the world's still the same. Like if you talk to people who were around during the 80s and 90s, but now since we have access to it, somehow it has the opposite effect. It doesn't make the world feel bigger. It makes the world feel smaller. Yeah. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The world's still the same. There's just less in it. And now we just see that.
Our worlds have been reduced to this box where
and not
we
even
can
just
go
the
to
box, the same 4 apps. We all are addicted to the same 4 apps.
Not all of us.
Well, you know,
not all of
cool
us.
People. I'm just joking. That counter argues my argument, but but I was
cool. Peoples are anxious because they can't get off their phones. That's what it means to be cool these days.
I was just like, it's just so true.
Yeah, it is very true. I agree. Very much so.
So Jack, his archetype is the he's got a few, but one of his main ones is the adventurer. You find meaning being out in the world.
Yep. Like, discovering new things, experiencing new things.
And like even this movie is like, where are we going to next? Fountain of Youth.
Yeah.
You know, like he's always got something to do. But his ending thing with the 2 ladies, I used that for a monologue to audition for a school play in high school.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Ladies, will you too? I won't do the whole thing. Yes, I lied to you. No, I don't love you. It is pronounced egregious. There's just so many.
Yes, that dress makes you look fat.
I've never met him, but I love his pies. Okay, Dietz.
Yes, sir.
Can I actually get personal? Like, to be honest, 2 things. I was trying to find a lens.
Okay.
That I haven't used. And I found one called the cognitive theory lens.
Okay.
So I maybe should stop doing this because every time I'm like, I'm not the expert at this, so I think it's like this.
That's how we become experts.
So I'm going to preface it with like what I've researched. Is a psychological perspective that focuses on how people think, learn, and remember. So unlike earlier theories that saw viewers as passive recipients of a film's message, cognitive film theory emphasizes that viewers are active participants who construct meaning.
So reader response?
Kind of like that. Theory highlights how fundamental cognitive processes such as perception, memory, and attention are crucial to understanding a film's narrative and characters. Schema is important to this. So, like, in a movie, An audience can form mental models of a character's goals, updating them as new information appears. So it's just like you are in it with the movie. You're being cognizant of your thoughts during the movie, which I guess I already said is kind of maybe a main goal of my my film class. Like, are you aware of like how the movie is affecting you or things like that? Cognitive theory also takes like consideration how a movie is edited to keep you paying attention. So like you already mentioned how The Big Maelstrom is very like it's easy to keep track of where everything is. Like the edits don't get you lost, and you understand like the relationships where everyone is, stuff like that.
Right.
Even color coding, like dark muted tones versus warmer tones convey meaning, and we're just aware of those meanings. And also like schema. That a big thing is schema. With this, you can say, as audiences, we are aware of how pirates just kind of are in general. The pirate schema.
Dirty and that kind of
like
stuff.
the pirate myths, the hero myths, you know, and how like a movie uses those familiar schemas to its benefit, you know, and how it like messes with things.
Like the mental shortcut kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, psychoanalytic theory is rooted in Freudian, Lacanian, unconscious desires, repression, you know, things like that. But this theory, cognitive theory, sees cinema as a dreamlike structure revealing latent meaning and psychological tensions. That's what I saw. So, for example, you could say Calypso. If you were to psychoanalyze Calypso, you know, she's kind of being repressed. She's literally trapped in a society, and her I don't know, dark self. What is that? When you're repressed, if you're using psychoanalytic lens,
your id,
like your id just wants to break through. Your subconscious wants to break through. Where a cognitive lens, we're looking at Calypso as, oh, she's a mythological character that I already have. I already know things about her, type of thing. And in this, you know, I don't know if she's the goddess of the sea in mythology, but in this movie, she definitely is the goddess of the sea, type of thing.
Right.
So it's like it's tapping into previous knowledge, things like that.
Yeah.
But here's schema. Yeah. So cognitive theory, it's like our engagement through narrative. Problem solving, essentially, I guess. I don't know. But it's kind of saying, who are you at this moment? So recently, what's fun, like there was an actress, I don't know, if an actress whose husband died recently, and she said in an interview that this random movie she was connecting with emotionally, mentally, type of thing. And it's like, that movie's not even that good. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it makes sense if you go through grief, type of thing.
Sure.
Like a movie that maybe isn't even great could all of a sudden have meaning. So I am going to go...
Because of where you're at personally, or what you're thinking about, or what you're experiencing.
Right. So...
That's why Birdemic is so special to me.
Okay. So to preface this, I don't think I've shared something this personal on this podcast. But my wife's brother committed suicide, and he was dealing with a lot of depression. I hate that I get emotional, but like, he was dealing with a lot of like darkness, depression for a long time.
Yeah.
One of the last conversations I had with him, which was, there was a big gap in like we didn't talk a lot necessarily, but we were at dinner with my family and their parents and stuff. And he literally asked out loud, like, how do you guys stay positive? Like, how do you do it, you know? And I didn't have an answer for him. But later that night, I texted him. And I used this movie as part of my answer. And I think the hope with even bringing this up is that it might be useful to some degree somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow says, close your eyes and pretend it's all a bad dream. That's how I get by. So I'm not saying that's like the answer to it. What I try to explain, because sometimes, you know, like it's impossible not to get sad. or get depressed sometimes. Like, how can I make it in this world? Or you see the world and all like the stuff that could be really bad. Like, yeah, it makes sense that people are depressed. Or you watch the news, things are awful. I do think, and feel free to disagree, don't just because I'm getting emotional doesn't mean, but like, I think there is some benefit to doing that. Close your eyes, pretend it's a bad dream, and eventually it won't be that bad anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't, once again, my hope is to reach an end point. Maybe you can help me get there if there is an end point. But it's like, sometimes life feels like a bad dream. But eventually, like, you wake up and things are better. Ugh, sorry.
No, you're right.
And like, I don't even think this movie ever meant it to ever get that deep. But what I try to tell my brother-in-law was, I don't know how to make it sometimes. Sometimes I don't think anyone knows how to make it at certain points. But eventually, the bad dream stops.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say, Nate?
Yeah, 100% fair.
I hate that.
Why?
Just because.
It's real.
But,
so I can...
Yeah, please contribute.
Well, so you and I, we are religious individuals, right?
Yeah.
We believe in a certain moral code, moral conduct, whatever. So as a parent, like, I'm going to also share something personal. I have several children who have made other choices. And I did not react in the way that you did, like where you tried to provide an answer. I reacted the wrong way. And drove my kids away from me for a time. And that time that they were gone, for me, there was a time last year from October through probably February that was like that for me. It was very, like, completely black, because if, like, my family is everything to me. Yeah. Every individual in my family is I don't want to say essential to me, but kind of they are. Like, they're part of me. And so for that time period, which honestly didn't look like it would have an end, yeah, I felt exactly that way. Like, how do I get up in the morning when this piece of my soul because of mistakes I made, has removed themselves from me, from my life. And so, yeah, you're right. And so, yeah, sometimes you just have to close your eyes and get through it. And what you said, that, like, it does end, it does end. In my case, it was a 6 months of basically my child would not talk to me, look at me, any of that. And that was probably the most painful experience I've ever been through. But because of that, on the other side of that, I'm a completely different person now, better person now, in terms of my judgmentalness. I mean, it still pops out occasionally, but, like, I have been transformed by going through this, like, literally getting up out of bed every day and coming to school and being who I am at school. It was completely overwhelming, because I still came to school. I still, lifted my students. I still lifted my colleagues, while at the same time in myself, like, I was dying. Yeah. And so, yeah, I think, that wasn't a connection for this movie, but I think what you shared is 100% true. I wish we lived in a world where we could be the people that other people, when they're going through that, need. And we could fill that space and lift and hold them while they go through that. Yeah. But, we're not gods. We can't see inside of people. We can't, we're all really, like, like this is like the third or fourth time you've gotten emotional on this podcast, and you always apologize for it, and you always say how stupid it is and whatever. We have created a society where expressing and demonstrating emotions is not only not okay, if you do it, there's something wrong with you. And so we close that and we hold it in, and we don't have role models that are emotional because that's not okay. And so because of that, we've also closed off any possible help, any possible support, because we don't know. We can't tell. We don't have ESP. Like I would be willing to bet even you, who's my closest friend in this building, really had no idea that I was dying inside last year. Because, you know, that's the society, American society that we've set up. And so it's okay to go through these pitch black times in our lives, as long as we recognize what you said, like it ends. That same thing is also true in reverse. All those glorious happy times in your life, those are going to end. And so that's why living in the moment, living right now, making this day everything this day could be and needs to be is so important. Because this day ends. Childhood ends. There were moments as a young father when I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to go on for another 18 years. Now I'm at the other end of it, and I'm like, that was just like that fast. I now have a 25-year-old. I remember the trauma of my 25-year-old's birth like it was yesterday. So, anyhow, I completely agree with you, 100%.
Also, I mean, I don't know if I should add any more, but like, I think sometimes it's okay to tell someone that you don't know what to do.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Like, the fact that you are there, sometimes that's all they need, or all that you can do for a while.
And I guess one more caveat to add to that is frequently people feel like there's a phenomenon called survivor's guilt. Where this horrible thing has happened. I was there, or like I could have, or I should have, or would have, or whatever. It's not productive. It's not helpful. And so if you are a survivor, I would say you survived. In that, where you're at right now, live it. Be there.
See, like, and like you could look at the characters of this movie. Like Will, now, one day or 10 days, he's gonna make. It's gonna be the best day ever. Like you already said live that way. Or Jack, it's like he finds meaning in something new, or like he goes, he discovers meaning. Like, let me go. I lost my ship, I lost my crew, but look, I got what I have, and let's
live.
Let's go live.
It's not to say that we don't move forward, we don't make plans, and Jack's a great example of this. You know, my ship's gone. Great. You know, he doesn't sit around being like, oh man, my ship's gone. He's planning, moving forward, but he's also enjoying being where he's at. I think Jack's a really good character to illustrate the just the absolute power of being present and living where you are right now. Even if your black pearl is gone, even if you just floated in on a ship that's now at the bottom and you step off on the dock and you literally have nothing in the world except for your sword and your hat. Be there, live that. I mean, that's good. Now I'm this, you know, obviously prosperous and wealthy high school teacher. But like my family has been through moments where we literally had no idea where our next meal was coming from.
Dang.
Live that and live there and be there. Because those moments don't ever come back. They will never return. And like those are, I mean, it's going to sound savvy, but those are precious moments to me. Those are moments where my family all bonded together, came together, and we figured out how are we going to eat for the next 2 weeks. Literally, how are we going to eat for the next 2 weeks?
I don't even know.
We went through that together, And so because we did that and lived that, that's a thing that bonds us together, and
forever.
It ties us together. Even, I mean, we're a family, so in our religion, we are together forever, but that moment is a piece of who we are that no one else has, no one else has experienced it. Did it suck? Absolutely. Was it terrifying to me as the guy in, because, whatever,
provider,
as the guy in charge of feeding these 6 people? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the faith, I'm going to just keep going. The faith that my kids had that was going to be okay. The absolute togetherness of me and my wife sitting down and coming up with a plan, and how are we going to do this, and what are we going to sacrifice? Like, no one else on the planet has that. I guess what I'm saying is, and it probably sounds cliche or whatever, but like, just enjoy everything.
Yeah.
Look for, okay, this sucks. I don't know how to feed my family for the next 2 weeks, but look at my kids and look at how much faith they have in me.
Yeah.
And look at my wife and how strong she is and how amazing she is to counsel with me. Did that suck? Yeah. Those 2 weeks were the worst food we've ever eaten in my family, but we did it. We made it through and whatever.
Wait. Yeah, I was like, how can I tie this?
Go.
This line, certain you must be good and lost to find a place that can't be found.
Yeah.
So in a roundabout way, because I didn't know how I was going to bring that back in, but like, you sometimes have to get lost to find, like, not that you wouldn't have had things going well, but because they went so bad, on the other end, you guys were probably closer together.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Bonded in a way you couldn't have done other ways. Yeah. You had to get lost.
Yeah. And so we, I guess, to wrap it up if it's possible, like, we seem in our lives to do our best to avoid hard things and to avoid going through difficult things. Mm-hmm. I guess what I'm saying is there is amazing you-ness on the other side of difficult, painful experiences. I'm not saying go find some pain to get into, but I am saying when you're in there, learn, grow, look for how am I going to come out of this stronger, better, smarter, whatever. That's okay. So
there's a you at the end.
There's a more powerful you.
I love that. I could even maybe tie in here's another, I didn't know I was going to tie in some of these quotes. So, quote, Will says, "No cause is lost as long as there is one fool to fight for it."
I wrote that, and I love that quote.
Yeah. So that's you. You were the fool.
I was the fool. Absolutely. We all are at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you like this movie because
I don't like it. I love this movie.
Yeah.
It's so rich and complex on so many levels.
That's where it gets complicated, where it's like, I like those movies more? It's like, do you want to see more? Maybe not.
I don't know, but I would never have seen this movie if I had
kept your sequel rule.
My sequel rule. So,
yeah.
So, this just goes to show everybody's wrong. Sometimes
everybody is wrong.
So I guess that'll be our philosophy. I wanted to talk about trust and the various elements of that, but I feel like we should end here. I feel like this is a good place to end.
Yeah, so I think it is.
Pretty amazing. I
think it's a borderline miracle we have this trilogy as it is. Because I'm thinking of in 2025, when are we going to get a movie that's not related? Because it's not based on books. It's based on a theme park ride. You know, when are we going to? Are we ever going to get a series of movies this big ever again? That's not connected to like IP. You know?
Yeah.
Well, I guess this is connected to IP, but not connected to like, I don't know, movies from the 70s and 80s.
Don't know.
I think they're special. I think because they were allowed to be so creative that they became these special things.
Yeah.
You know?
I would agree. That's kind of, again, to tie back to Mad Max, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
I feel like Mad Max are just like, go. Whatever you come up with, whatever occurs to you, whatever you want to do, go.
Yeah.
And that's what makes Mad Max so, or Fury Road, I mean.
Well, but it's like Road Warrior. It's like, hey, give us another one. Here's money this time. Wow, you made a really good movie.
Yeah, but I'm specifically thinking of Fury Road.
Well, which
is a nuts movie.
Yeah.
There's things going on in that movie I've never seen before, probably will never see again. I feel like that's what happens when we allow the formulas to be broken.
Yeah.
We allow people to run with, because in this movie, it doesn't really, I mean, I guess it kind of follows the hero's journey, but there's so much, and like, who's the hero, and we don't know. It's just so, again, it's so rich and interwoven that you can't really pin this movie down to, oh, yep, they checked these boxes.
Right, yeah. Because, at one point, Jack's talking with Beckett on his ship. At one point, Will is talking with Beckett, and Davey, you know, it's like, they're all over. It's fun, and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
The CGI looks great. You get ships shooting at each other in a maelstrom, swinging back and forth. Yeah. It's bananas.
And then we have that wedding in there for some reason. Anyhow. Great movie. We're currently in Pirates, and the scope of this movie is enormous in terms of set design, in terms of just, like, we're involving gods and eternal damnation and all of this. I wanted to take us to the other extreme.
Yeah.
And so for my choice this week, I want to take it the other extreme. So one of my favorite movies, by one of my least favorite actors, actually, ironically enough, is called Buried. It is rated R, but I have no idea why. I assume language.
It's gotta be language.
Because the set for this movie is the inside of a pine box. And Ryan Reynolds is in this box. And that's how it starts. And then we just kind of figure out and kind of experience what it would be like to be in this box with him. So we go from this massive maelstrom and these huge ships to, you know,
like the exact opposite.
There's
not really
7 by 3 by 3 box.
Yeah.
I thought that would be fun to.
Yeah, the juxtaposition.
So that's going to be our movie for next week. It's called Buried. It was released when?
2010.
Ryan Reynolds. This is one of the movies that makes Ryan Reynolds not just a Ryan Reynolds-y character. It's one of 2 that I'm aware of where he doesn't just play himself. So that puts him up a tier from Keanu Reeves and Tom Cruise and Samuel L. Jackson, who don't actually have any movies where they don't just play themselves. So, but we can fight that another day.
Another day, another dollar.
So, thanks for listening. Hopefully you found something in this episode that was valuable to you, or playing with the ideas,
or at the very least, Jason admitting he was wrong.
Yep, I was.
We love you.
We do love you. Thanks for listening.
All right. Bye.